Have you ever found yourself feeling less than, preoccupied with trying to make sure that the other person notices you or gives you those kudos you've been looking for? That somehow you'll feel better if you just get their attention and get their approval? Have you ever been in a bad relationship because somewhere in your mind you feel that a bad relationship is better than no relationship at all? Yeah. Somehow this other person has the power to make you feel bad. Are you in a bad relationship? Today, I'm going to ask some questions to make you stop and think and evaluate and decide if maybe perhaps you are indeed in a bad relationship. I kind of feel like if you're feeling some of these things that I asked you earlier, then you are in a bad relationship. And let's see what we can do to help you get out of that and get into a good one, a true connection relationship. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Carolejean and I'm autistic. I help other autistics understand the science and the why behind our social brain, along with the easy how-tos and tips. If you're with me, click the like button and let's get started. This relationship series is based on the book The Power of the Other by Dr. Henrycloud. I have a link in the description below. So go get the book, read along with me. Let's have some in-depth discussions on these different corner relationships in our private Facebook group, the Socially Intelligent Autistic. So here's what Dr. Cloud describes: a cornertwo bad connection relationship. These are the cornertwo person's behaviors. This is what they can be: high expectations, perfectionism, unreasonable demands, a critical spirit, withholding of praise, shame, guilt, put downs, and silence. Are any of those resonating with you? Have you been on the receiving end of those feelings? Yeah, they do feel pretty rotten. They feel bad. I think bad connection is a really accurate description for this cornertwo. So when you're in a cornertwo relationship, you may find yourself spending large amounts of time, thought, and energy trying to please the other person just so you can get back to feeling good again. Yeah, think about that for a second. You're putting in a lot of time, you're putting in a lot of effort and energy just so you don't feel bad anymore. Everyone, and I mean everyone, there is a very rare exception. Everyone has been or experienced a cornertwo relationship. So if you said, yes, that's me, if you have completely identified with the descriptors that I've given you so far as to what a bad relationship looks like, feels like, and you're like, yes, I am nodding my head on the other side of the screen, let me just reassure you real quick. You are not alone, my friend. You are not alone. If you are feeling this way, everyone else in the world has too. I am not lying. I am not being dramatic in any way. We all have experienced this. Here's where you have to really dive deep and really think about some hard truths here. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, any of this, because our relationships are fundamental to our mental health, to our performance, to our physical health. To me, relationships, they're not a joke. It's not about romance. It's not about, that high that you get when you're in a new relationship with somebody that you're attracted to. Relationships are so much more than that. It's the everyday. It's the relationship with your parents, with your immediate family, with your roommate. It's the relationship with the people that you work with, the people that you go to school with, the people you go to church with, the people that you pass on the street. All of these relationships have the power to affect you, not just emotionally, but physically. And that's huge. I mean, have you found yourself when you're in a bad connection relationship, you're exhausted all the time because you're exerting so much energy, constantly thinking about how to please or better understand that other person that's not giving you that feedback that you're looking for. And you're constantly looking for the answer or the next move or what you can do better to get that person's approval because they make you feel bad. I don't know about you, but the whole spoon theory thing, man, I relate to that. I do. My energy resources, probably like yours, they're very finite. And I woke up this morning. I haven't had great sleep the last couple nights because my birthday was Saturday. I had, a pretty big May the 4th be with you. And we did, Star Wars marathon till I think like 3:30 in the morning. So I haven't gotten that good sleep. And I woke up this morning and I'm just was not feeling it at all. It was overcast and rainy. And the last thing I had was some extra energy to do this. Because it takes a lot. I mean, I had to get all of this going, this doesn't happen all by itself. But it took that energy. And I had to check myself. I really did. I had to check myself and I had to say, you know what? Yeah, you're tired. And why are you tired? Why are you kind of feeling a little today? Why are you not, jumping at it, ready to go like you usually are? And I thought, it's because I'm tired. My energy levels have not been doing what I need to do to get that regular sleep. So when you're in that bad relationship, you experience that, you feel that energy drain. It's sucking your resources, and like today I was able to gear up and sort of step back and identify why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But then also I stopped and I made that choice. And I said, you know what? You're right. I hadn't had the right sleep. And I did it to myself for good reasons. It was fun. I was having a good time. But I had to stop and go, okay, what is really the bigger purpose? My emotions are just a small part. I got to look at my mindset. I got to look at my heart set, my soul set, And when I did that, this calm came over me and this joy that I always have bubbled back to the surface. And that joy and that was the video you're making today. It's for your autistic friends. It's for your autistic community out there that needs to hear this. And you might be tired. You may not have the energy, but within you, you've got it. And you got to pull it up because this is more than about you. This isn't about me at all. This is about you, my friend. So when you're in the worst part of that corner too, and you've been sucked dry of your energy, you're starting to second guess yourself. You start to doubt yourself because it doesn't seem like anything that you do pleases that other person or gets that recognition. And what happens when you start doubting yourself? When you start questioning every decision that you make? When you start doing that, your performance is impacted. Your performance. You're not executing as well as you could if you were rested and you had somebody in your corner cheering for you and rooting for you, even when you have a bad day, even when you're tired, and you got that corner 4 person going, it's okay, you got this. Not, oh, well, you should have slept. You should have done some things better because you brought this on yourself. Well, yeah, I know I did, but my corner 4 person looks at me and says, you know what? It's okay. You were making some choices for some fun things. And yeah, you got some repercussions to pay, but that doesn't mean that you're not good enough and that you can't do a delivery today that's going to help somebody. That's where you got to shift. And if you can step back and you can evaluate where you are right now, good, bad, or ugly, and be honest with yourself about how you're really feeling and how that other person is affecting you, when you can step back and really acknowledge that, then you can make some different choices. You can make some different decisions that are going to bring you to that cornertwo, to that true connection where your energy is being recharged and revitalized and it's not being sucked dry, where your performance is at its best, even on a bad day, because you've got that encouragement, the right encouragement. If you're second guessing yourself, it's not always external. That bad connection, this is one of those hard truths. I'm going to just lay it out there. That bad connection, it could be you. It can be you. And by that, I mean, it's the voices in your head. Sometimes those bad connections, those cornertwo relationships that are draining us, that are impacting our physical and mental and emotional well-being, our performance, they're the voices in our heads from a past relationship, from a past bad connection. Those are harder because it's not a physical person you can remove from your life. But here's the good news. You can remove that bad connection voice in your head. So what does a cornertwo bad connection relationship look like from the outside? Sometimes we're experiencing it ourselves. Sometimes we're looking at it from the outside. So if somebody's looking in and observing your relationship, this might be what they see. This could be what you see of a bad connection relationship of somebody else in your life. So have you ever watched a boxing match? And the boxers, they're out there, they're going round for round, and all of a sudden, you see that one boxer kind of lose his edge, and the other boxer's coming at him, and he's throwing those punches, and he backs that other boxer up against the ropes. And that other boxer can't swing anymore. He's losing his range, and all of a sudden, he's just defending himself. He's just trying to fend off and blow off the jabs just to keep him from landing a hard hit. That's what that bad connection looks like from the outside. You know, that feeling that you get when you're watching that other boxer and they're up against the ropes and they're getting the dew beat out of them. And you see them and they just kind of give up. They're just fending off blows. They're not coming out swinging. They're not changing anything. They're just trying to stop the punishing blows that are coming at them. And that's a lot of times what that bad connection looks like. The other side of that is that in that bad connection relationship, you've got that low performance. You're kind of just fending off those blows. You've gone on the defense. You're no longer on the offense. You're not making the decisions and the choices for your life. You're by default allowing that other person, that other influence, be it an actual person or be it the voice in your head from a past relationship. And it's got authority in your life. It's got influence. And it's not for your good. When you can say honestly to yourself that that other person does not have me in mind, in my well-being, you know that's not a true connection. Here's some questions to evaluate your relationship role in a cornertwo. Number 1, do you feel like you are never good enough or less than? Number 2, do you spend the majority of your time thinking about how to get the other person's attention or approval? Number 3, do you notice that your performance and abilities aren't what they used to be? Number 4, are these feelings coming from another person directly, or are they coming from the critical voices in your head from past bad relationships? If you can ask yourself all 4 of those questions and you can honestly answer them, that's going to help you evaluate where you are right now, where you've been in the past, and how some of those bad connections from the past could still be influencing you today. My friends, I want to give you this information to empower you to make the choices and make the conscious decisions, not to be in a relationship by default because maybe that feels like that's the only choice, because you'd rather be that in a bad relationship than be alone. You're not going to be alone. You've got me, you've got the person next to you, and we're all here cheering and rooting each other on because we're going to be our corner fours for each other. And that corner four being here together, that's going to lead to the next one. And that's going to lead to one after that. And the next thing you know, you're going to have this great support network of true relationships. Next week, we're going to be talking about the corner three relationship. The corner three relationship is that false good connection. You ever had that one friend that's really fun, and when you feel horrible, you feel really down, that's the person you're going to because they make you feel good about yourself, but maybe the choices and some of the things that they have influence on you to choose aren't always the best for you. Tune in next week and let's learn about that false good connection. That's that wolf in sheep's clothing. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you check the description. Go get the book, The Power of the Other. Let's share it. Let's talk about it. Also, make sure you join the Facebook group. It's private. It's just for us, the socially intelligent autistic. I'll see you next week.